And good morning, people. Welcome back to the Legend of Dragoon. We saved Hoax. I know it doesn't exactly look like it, but we have saved it from the attacking Sandorans and a Garganto. Yeah, with all the fighting going on, I think it's lucky to be like this. At least it wasn't attacked by a dragon. No, that's the nearby fort. So Hoax was actually exactly what it's called. It was a hoax. Yeah, it was important, but they got there. There was a two-pronged attack. The dragon wasn't coming here; it was over at the other fort. Dart has become a dragoon at the sort of beckoning of Rose, who has now joined our party. We'll have a look at her in a moment, but now that we've got a dragoon, and well, two dragoons, we have a new tutorial. Wore odd armor and defeated Kongol. And with Dart, Imperial Sandora is not even a match as our enemy. Can you fight yourself? That might be a good idea. Dart can't do everything. And we're not going to do everything. Messiah of the Duchy of Basel. I bet he doesn't feel that way. Rose for sure doesn't feel that way because she's not impressed. Not yet. Getting stunned like that, bursting with power, that's no way to real fight. So tell us, Rose. Tell us what we need to do. Dragoons and managing your dragoons are probably the second most important thing in the game. And that's only because the thing that's the first important, you actually need to get to the dragoons. Dragoon transformations. They need spiritual power. They need spirit points. How do you get spirit points? You use your additions. This is why additions are so important throughout the entire game, because without them you don't get access to dragoons, and without dragoons, well, you can go without dragoons completely, but without them you can't do the major big attacks that dragoons can do. Volcano now. Volcano gives 20 points. We need to keep going until that bar down the bottom is full. So we need another bunch. Each strike of an addition does give you a certain amount of the total. So, yeah, Volcano is giving me 5 points per strike. If the addition is cancelled or you fail it for any reason, you don't get the full amount of SP. So learn your additions. So now that we've got 100 SP, it allows us to transform ourselves, and we get a new bulb on our action line, the Dragoon. Which allows us to turn into a Dragoon, strangely enough. So yeah, you can't transform it into a Dragoon before you have 100 SP, and at the moment our max is 100 SP. What does that mean for actually being a Dragoon? Well, you have one turn of it. You cannot remain Dragoon forever. However many full bars of Dragoon that you have, of Dragoon transformation you have, that's how many turns you have. We're only a newbie Dragoon, we can only remain active for one turn. Dragoon editions. Dragoon editions are the Dragoon's physical attack. They're not like other editions. They're all the same on everyone. You have a circular bar that goes round, and then you hit the X button when it hits the top. If you do it right 5 times, you get a perfect addition. Getting a perfect addition on this is tricky, but it is possible. It's all about timing. Can you get the timing right? The one time I've done it so far, I got it right, just to make sure that this is all fine. But most likely, I'm going to mess it up more times than not. That works. And that's a full Dragoon edition. 5 hits, quite a bit more damage than your normal edition, but that's what the Dragoon gives. The Dragoon gives you a burst of attack power and a burst of magic. Speaking of the magic, magic in this game, as I've said before, is very limited. It is limited to being a Dragoon. At least the MP side. So you have items or Dragoon magic. That's it. Level 1 Dragoon gives you 20 MP. Just 20. The max that we will get later, naturally, will be 100. There are ways to get that back, and there are ways to increase it through items, but naturally you will not have a lot of MP. Flame shot costs 10, so I can do this twice at the moment. before I have to rest and get my MP back. Again, a burst of power, but either through additions or magic, is the Dragoon's specialty. It is not a constant thing. It is, you change in it, you use it, you continue with your additions. Everything revolves not around the Dragoon. Although it's a helpful tool, it revolves around you and your regular attacks. Getting SP by attacking allows your Dragoon level to increase, and you'll have more spell choices. You'll get more spell choices, more SP max. So we do want to do that. Max level for Dragoon is level 5. We're not going to get that for a while. But every time, all the SP that you put into your bar goes towards the Dragoon experience. Once you have reached a max bar, though, the amount of experience you get from the SP that you gain is halved. So Volcano is currently 20. If I have a full Dragoon bar, every time I do a Volcano after that, it would gain 10 points to the SP, to the Dragoon experience, rather than the full 20. So you do want to use Dragoon consistently to make sure you are leveling it, so you make sure you are practicing it, but it's not completely required because you do gain the SP anyway. In the end, as Rose is saying right now, you can only rely on your own sword, or your own spear, or your own bow, or whatever weapon you've got. And after we leave here, Rose will not consider us for training anymore. I think we're good. So the Dragoon has added a few things. The Dragoon's percentage now. When you turn into a Dragoon, your Dart's attack power will increase by 150%. His defense power will increase by 200%. His magic attack and defense also by 150 and 200%. So basically his defense doubles, his attack gets an extra 50% boost. He has Flame Shot now. But otherwise, nothing changes for him. His HP doesn't go up, he doesn't get extra experience, his weapons and equipment don't change, it's just a little bit of a boost. And it doesn't stick around forever. The other person we have now, though, is Rose. She's coming in at level 8, has a rapier, felt hat, leather jacket, leather shoes, bracelet, and has Astral Dream. Her body stats, you can see, are much, even though she's only one level higher than Art and Lavitz, are a lot higher. But that's because she can only really use light armor. She doesn't get the heavy armor, so she doesn't quite get as much in the way of weapon and equipment stats as the others. overall, Rose is very similar to Dart. Has a little bit less eight hit points for sure, but overall she's very middle of the pack. And right now she's the best character you can get because of her literal stat, the amount of stats she's got. But later on she sort of dies off a little bit. Edition wise, Whip Smack, the typical one edition and starter skill. She only has 4, so she's usually one of the first ones you max. But I believe her next edition is something at like level 14, so it's quite a way away. However, things that we definitely want to do, we'll give you the active ring. You need the power wrist because you need to do a little bit more damage, and you can have... No, you can keep that poison guard. Actually, no, you can have this War God's amulet to make sure you don't miss, because you are going to be hitting the hardest. There's no doubt about that. And we are replacing Shana. She needs a few levels, but Rose at this moment in time is much more important to be in your team, I feel. Maybe I can replace Lavitz with Shana. I could, but I'm working on additions with Lavitz now. I'm going to go onto Rod Typhoon. Shana doesn't really get anything from her at the moment. She's got nothing. Yes, she can do magic and things, but I'm not going to be fighting a major boss for a while. Once we leave, we're going to be a mature Dragoon. Rose won't teach us how to fight anymore. That's fine. We need to go chase the dragon. They're over the volcano somewhere, in their own little forest. Let's go see if we can catch it. And there's Whip Smack. Pretty much front loaded as well, so pretty much all the SP comes on the first hit. You get 30 out of it, and then 5 from the rest. So yeah, Whip Smack's great as a starter for Rose. She does, even though she's a little bit more of an experienced Dragoon than Dart is, she still only comes at level 1 as well. Can't forget that. But maybe a bit later we'll get her up to max level 5. Additions, Dart. We still need to finish double slash, don't we? Let's go. Do I want to go double slash for what I'm doing next? No, I do want Volcano, because we're going to have more fights than just more hits than just 5. So yeah, let's go up this way. Remember that fort that the Sandorans were attacking, that the Dragon attacked as well? Well, we're heading towards it. And put simply, there's a battle going on. We want to get involved. We can retreat. We could. But honestly, I want all this experience. I want on the money from this. I want to go forward. You can come back afterwards. But honestly, yeah, we're just going to fight. We're just going to help out. This is the typical things that we're going up against, though. 2 Sandoran soldiers, 1 fire-based, 1 water-based. And yeah, we're just going to use this opportunity to work on our additions. And that's for Typhoon. Thank you for missing. That 5% evasion rate that Rose has naturally, well, with her equipment at the moment. In the background, Shana is still getting experience, but she does only get half. So don't think that you're neglecting other characters when they're in the back row. They're not. They are still getting their experience. Use that to your advantage. Feel free to rotate them in. Shana will come back in later on. She'll likely actually be joining up in the next boss fight, if I remember correctly from what I've got planned. But get out my way. There's 3 more fights here. I'm just going to beat them all up. You don't save anyone, honestly. The fights that are ongoing, the Sandoran soldiers will win. They'll kill the other one. Then they'll come after you. Rinse, repeat until you defeat them all. So that's all of the people defeated, you would think. But no. One last. Couple more Sandoran soldiers and their commander, who is quite a bit stronger than the last one. Both fire-based, so not exactly great for dart, but at least I don't have a water one and throwing items at me. The commander is darkness based. Rose is also darkness based. So although we could use her spell, it would only do half damage, so not really the best. But we do want to get rid of the Sandoran soldiers, and I am terrible with Rod Typhoon. I really am. I'm absolutely awful with Rod Typhoon. I am going to use Rose's spell, but it's going to be on the other Sandoran soldier, so it does full amount of damage, and we can get to see what it actually does. Yeah, now's a good time. Plus, this puts SP back down to 0, so I gain it for Dragoon experience at full strength again. Yeah, the Dragoon transformations like to change the camera angle. Anyways, Astral Drain. Dark strength of 25%, single, and HP. HP means HP absorption, but not just for Rose. .78 damage and a bit of, and that was basically divided up between the entire party. It's not a big heal, but it is a heal. Defending is much more efficient because it's 10% and you can do it more often, but in a pinch, Rose against some enemies, Rose's heal and damage in that one spell is actually quite good. I think I've got Rod Typhoon right maybe 4 times so far. I definitely need to practice with that. Wow, you're a quick person. Or did you just go down to yellow? No, you're actually that quick. That's a little worrying. Or did you just get extra attacks because your men have died? That might also be the case. Alright, another try. That one I just didn't do the... Oh! Ah! There's something we haven't seen. Yeah, I missed that completely because I didn't even press the button, the correct button. But that is a stun item. That's a status effect item. And yeah, Lavitz is now stunned. He's that way for 3 turns. 3 of his turns. As you can guess, because it's 3 of Lavitz's turns, that's a lot more dangerous than, say, 3 turns of Rose, who's a lot quicker. Yeah, the slower your character, the more damage stun does to you. Well, the more dangerous stun is. But if you can finish the fight, that's all that matters. Ah, the attack ball. I've used some items, some attacking items. The attack ball is in a similar vein, but it's not something I'm going to use. In fact, I'm just going to sell it. After I've done this place. But the attack ball generates one of the attack items. It's completely random. You could get any of the multi-attacking items. You could get, I think, everything but the best spell in the game. Best attacking item in the game, I think you can get from the attack ball, but you can get a useless status effect as well. So honestly, sell it. It's actually better for selling than you might think. So why did we go through all of this? Well, for a few reasons actually. Sun Rhapsody. I did get one of these dropped from the fights on the way in. Yeah, completely recovers MP. Absolutely amazing items. Healing potion, always nice to see. Yeah, you beat the Centaurs, but they still won the day. I mean, this place is a wreck now. There's no. The battle here was lost. All of the the knighthoods that were here, the 10th and the 13th, I think it was. Yeah, they're all gone. They're wiped out. The fort is in a wreck. The job has been done. Watch out for the dragon's breath. War God's Amulet. That's okay. Not something. I've got one. I'm not going to be using them too much. Spirit portion. For some reason, it does. It is correct here, but spirit portion. Okay, recovers 100 SP points during combat. So you use it. Instant Dragoon. Nice, but not absolutely necessary. There are two more items though. One is just through here. You can get fights here as well, so don't think you're too safe in this area. But the lance, new weapon for Lavis. It's about time. Yeah, Dart is really lagging behind on the attack power, but then again, he hasn't had. We've got what, one new item, new weapon for him, and that's it. But our last item, there's the Stardust. There's our 10th. So we need to go back to Bale. Oh, we can't forget this one over here. I think it's another Sun Rhapsody. Yeah. Mycelium and the Merman? Mycindo and the Merman, yeah. The Merman you really need to be a little bit worried about, because when it goes down into yellow or red hit points, it does throw a item that a water-based item which actually does a lot of damage. Especially to Dart because he's fire-based. But we should be fine. And I need to switch over back over to double slash for a little bit so I can finish that off. I'm going to meet you back in Bale though. There's no point me holding back. And Burning Rush. Okay, let's have a quick check of that before I run anywhere. Burning Rush. Yeah, very simply, two additions, 150 damage, edge percentage, and 30 SP. Whee. Yeah, his base one. These three are very much basic. These three are a little bit more specialized, which we'll see a bit later. Actually, I think Burning Rush is the start of it. I think it's pretty much pure attack power. Anyway, back to Bale. So that Stardust we found in the fort was the number 10. So Martel here is going to give us an item. And honestly, this first item is probably one of the best. Rare thing she promised us. We are going to get one of these later, but physical ring right now, yeah, we want this. And we're going to be giving it to Rose. The physical ring raises maximum HP by 50%. Rose at the moment is lagging behind the boys in it. But with that, 252. Yeah, this shows up the only weakness she's got at the moment. She's got great attack power, she's got great defensive abilities, defensive power at the moment. She was only missing the HP, and even that isn't exactly bad. But right now, she's absolutely stacked. She's really going to be taking a lot on for us. I'm going to go and do some shopping, and because I do want a few items ready for where I'm going next, and I'm going to rest up as well because I sort of am probably going to go to Lavitz's house and see if I can rest there. Yeah, I might do that. If not, I'll just go to the inn and rest. But I want a few attack items ready for going over the volcano. I want a few things for beyond that as well. So I will meet you next part, probably right around where I was, the start of that forest, ready to move on. So until then, have a wonderful day, have lots of fun. Goodbye.